Welcome to News Cafe. I'm Mitzi Borromeo. It's the holiday season and we all know what that means. Endless celebrations, endless eating, endless drinking. Well, tonight we'll show you how you can have a green Christmas with healthier green alternatives. And we have with us Chef, home cook, adobo queen,
Hello.
food critic, food writer, woman extraordinaire, Nancy Reyes-Lumen.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And chef and artist Anthony Upanco. Thanks for being on the show, guys.
Yeah. Well, you were saying about Green Christmas.
Yes.
What we wanted really to do was to introduce more vegetables into the Christmas dishes because they're mostly meats and processed food.
And this is a time when we kind of binge, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, by adding vegetables, you make it green and healthier.
Yes.
So, less guilt.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep. So what are we starting? We're going to have quite a menu today, but we're going to start off with...
We have, well, actually, Mitzi, we're not going to disregard meats altogether. We have to have fun, so we're just going to add more veggies to some dishes that we have. Like, instead of making relleno with ground pork, we will add spinach and some other vegetables.
Okay.
And it will still be relleno. Maybe not traditional, but a healthier one.
Yes, because for a Filipino fiesta, you cannot have just all vegetables, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So like let's say with chicken breast, what you do is I have a whole chicken breast like this, okay? You tad it.
With exercise na rin for that.
Yeah, so something like using the back of the knife. And it will come out like this.
Okay.
So flatter.
And the point is we need to do this really to inject the flavor.
Yeah, to tenderize it already because, you know, chicken breast is kind of dry.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this recipe, Nancy, we all know you come from the famous Mamacita family. Is this
Aristocrat.
inspired, aristocrat and all of, yes, of course, aristocrat. How has food been a big part of your life?
Very big. I think since I could speak, my first words were probably adobo.
That's why.
No, but actually, yeah, we grew into cooking. It became natural for us. It was nothing studied or anything. I don't know with you, Anthony, how did you get into cooking?
Or become a food? I know you like to eat.
I think because you travel a lot, right?
Well, that's one. But most of all, maybe I had to go sort of compensate my weakness in school. Because I'm not as brilliant as my parents or my brothers.
Why?
So if they're good in the
so
I capitalize more on the skill side.
Yes.
Well, you know, okay.
Now speaking of food, can we mention what are the ingredients for this
Okay,
dish?
I'm just putting local spinach.
Yeah.
Just to put color.
Okay.
So all you have to do is blanch it and then put it right away back in cold water.
Okay, so a mix of greens, spinach and malunggay.
Yeah.
So to make this dish, we need the chicken breast.
Chicken breast. Actually, I'm very
Spinach.
partial to chicken thigh, but it's kind of small. So chicken breast would be good, and some people would say it's healthier. And then just add pimiento, so you have the colors of Christmas.
Beautiful. So this is just chopped up.
Chopped up. Yeah. Actually, you can add so many things already.
So
you
be
can
creative, huh?
You can, yes. Yeah. It's just a matter of making a decision to have more veggies. I don't know, Anthony. Anthony is a designer, so I guess he would approve of this color.
You want to see something beautiful on your plate too, right,
Oh,
Anthony?
Well, aside from the taste, of course, there's also the factor of the presentation.
So what is Anthony doing? What process are we doing?
now he's
here for the
braising
cooking?
it.
Yeah.
So how long, or just to braise that?
Until it's brown.
Well, you sort of color the meat, and then you mix it with the liquid or the sauce, and then put it in the oven. Finish cooking there. So
Finish the cooking.
yeah. After bringing it out from the oven, you have to sort of leave it out for about 10 to 15 minutes until it cools down, until the ingredient settles down. Okay. Otherwise, when it's still hot, the ingredient will...
The juices are still flowing inside, so sayang.
Yeah, so it will separate.
I like my sauces light because I take it with bread. So, otherwise you can have butter with flour and then cook it until it becomes thick. Or you can have, you can reduce that.
So why don't you tell us a little about what you're going to make for us?
Instead of using the regular noodles, we're planning to use crepe.
Crepe lasagna,
Yeah,
and
so
it's vegetarian. So can you tell us what your general, because what you try to do, it's an Italian dish, but you've tried to inject
Asian, yeah, because
flavors.
I added mushroom. I'm not saying
Enoki
that,
mushroom.
yeah, enoki mushroom, and of course I used, of course, most of these are inspired by Italian, Europeans, but
of course the pesto,
the pesto, yes.
Pesto.
So it's the flavor really. I want something extraordinary. I've sort of reversed the sauce. Instead of putting the white sauce on top to cover the lasagna, I'm using the tomato sauce.
Ah,
so for Christmas,
Red for Christmas.
So yeah.
So can we run down some of the ingredients here?
Okay, so we have the shiitake and we have the enoki, the leeks, eggplant, red pepper, asparagus, zucchini, and then this is for garnish, chopped parsley and then chopped parmesan. Yeah.
Actually, there's so many ingredients and there's a variety. And sometimes it looks difficult. Yeah. But actually, once you've prepared your mise en place, pwede na eh. Diba?
Mise en place.
Mise en place.
Oui. We now have Anthony to prepare the crepe lasagna. Yeah. What's the procedure?
Well, first you have to make the crepe.
Okay.
I'll make one. I made,
Yes, but show us how it's... So not everyone is privileged to have such a wonderful machine, but wow. So is it true the first, they say, the first crepe or pancake is the wasted one?
Wasted to my tummy. But,
just eat it, tastes the same.
It's, for me, the first one is the one that's almost perfect because it gives you the right color.
For me, the first and the third are always the wasted ones.
Yeah, first it goes to the tummy.
First and third, really?
Excuse to eat it.
Yeah.
But
It
normally,
smells so
like
good.
if you make pancakes, right, the first, or anything you do, the first thing you put in the pan is always the best side.
Yeah.
I don't know really whether, but maybe that's an excuse for them to...
Kasi,
To
it
taste
has
it.
something to do with the temperature, right?
So what's the secret there?
What's the secret?
Well, you
High
have
or
to-
low?
Well, the first one, you have to be consistent. And luckily with this machine, we tried, it gives you is somehow 90% consistent.
Okay, so let's put together the crepe lasagna. Now the layering is really the secret. So what sauce is this? How did you make the sauce? It's a
White wine, white sauce. Put a little bit of pesto just to add flavor.
So red or green pesto, it doesn't matter.
Put a little bit of white sauce again.
Always the white sauce.
Yeah, so that's the one that will make it moist inside.
Labor of love talaga to, no? And
Flavor naman.
This can be done with the family.
Yeah.
that's true. It makes it fun. Yeah. It's something kids. It's not just about eating it, it's preparing the food also.
Added mushroom. Just
Okay.
Enoki.
So you don't even have to, if you don't have enoki, just use other kinds of mushroom, right? You can substitute different things here.
Because I noticed when it's Christmas time, the kids really gather around the table. It's not like they're there to participate.
Yes, that's right. It's really a whole experience. So what should you end with? The final layer, whatever you end with, is a top of crepe.
This one, whatever is left with the...
Okay.
Since now it's the last layer, so we mix
Generous na.
yeah, generous na.
Finish everything. So the final layer is the crepe. Well, that looks really good. Now this will go into the oven until it's about, how do you know when it's ready,
Well,
Anthony?
if you about 10 to 15 minutes.
Well, as we wait for this to cook, we'll be preparing a few more dishes. We'll take a break. News Cafe will be back after these messages. Welcome back to News Cafe. We are joined by Nancy Reyes-Lumen and Anthony Upanco showing us how to have a green Christmas. And that means putting in more greens and vegetables into our dishes.
Right.
So now Nancy's going to show us how to make sisig rice. What have we been doing here,
Okay,
Nancy?
sisig rice, but very little of the sisig. And you can even take out the meat part and just have a lot of vegetables and Christmas fruits, preserved fruits in the mix.
Yum.
So, but I started already with olive oil. And
So
now
let's mention the ingredients.
Yeah, I'm caramelizing the onions. I always start with onions to make sure that it gets caramelized. And I have garlic. I have my Japanese rice, or you can use basmati rice. Japanese rice is what I like. I found fennel. Let me add my fennel now, just to make my rice more aromatic. Fennel has an anise-like
Yes.
fragrance.
I can smell it.
Yeah, makes rice more fragrant and aromatic. I also have, of course, my sisig. I have hazelnuts. I have candied oranges. I have sultana. I have thyme. Thyme is a very nice and very pleasant herb.
Yes.
And of course,
Salt.
whenever you're cooking rice, you always have to have salt and, of course, the broth. So those are the ingredients. After the fennel, I will put in now my sisig.
Before in the hotel, we use fennel for our white sauces.
Oh.
Wow, but it's not easy to get fennel here.
Uh,
Yeah.
I wish they would
a
grow
bit
it.
pricey.
Yeah.
We're trying to grow it, I think.
Yeah.
What can you use as substitute? Say you don't have all of this. It's really just put in also different kinds of
Yeah.
fruit, regular raisins, maybe.
Yeah, because cooking rice is simple and plain, but you can add so many things to it.
Yeah.
It's like a background,
Yes.
and you put all the colors you want. I'll put this aside just to make things faster to cook, and I'll already add my rice. What we have to do with the rice is to saute it, and you keep adding oil as needed. So when I have my rice and it starts to get white from the heat, that's when I put in my garlic. So that as the rice grains open, it absorbs the garlic.
Okay.
The aroma of the garlic, the taste of the garlic. I learned a way to stir rice without destroying it. The
How do you do
Japanese
that?
say, make it into Z, like that.
Really? Why is that? Okay.
Yeah, so that you don't, if you keep stirring it,
You break the
you
grains.
break the
I
grains.
see.
And you know how Asians love their rice. They
it's so
respect
important,
rice so
yes.
much. Yes.
You cannot, yeah, that's like desecrate the rice.
So I have my rice. It's slowly sautéing and turning into pearly white. Let me just put some thyme. Thyme is so nice.
Yeah.
It's so fragrant.
And these are things you can grow,
Yeah,
grow in your windowsill.
yeah. Now, isn't it a trend? Is now vertical planting.
Farming, yes,
Farming,
yes.
Yeah.
You can have it in the city.
We're introducing that in a village.
Really?
Yeah, backyard farming.
That's a good idea, yes,
So
because of
instead
course.
of just, you know, for aesthetic purposes, you
Yeah.
allow 20% of your land in the garden.
We should
for
all do
everyone,
that, yeah.
So we're
Tama.
introducing that.
Anthony's very
Yeah.
active in the barangay,
So-
your barangay in Makati.
In Forbes.
Yes. So this is, yes, I can smell it.
So I'm putting sultanas or whatever Christmas fruits you have. This is kind of, without the sisig, it would be Middle Eastern.
Ah, yes.
And
Or even
still
Indian
sautéing
biryani.
it. Yeah, maybe some hazelnuts.
Quite an expensive dish, but again, we can use alternates. You know,
can
we can use regular
kasui,
peanuts.
Yeah, but you know, for Christmas, spend
That's
a
true. It
little
is
more.
Christmas.
Actually, you get gifts. So from
Yeah.
family and friends,
Gift
Most of
food
them,
baskets. Always there's some nuts,
you'll be
fruit.
surprised. Some of them they have dates from.
That's right.
Some of them are W. So
Yeah,
got-
the
they
best
get-
dates
yeah,
from
best,
Saudi.
Okay, and then you only add as much broth as will cover the mix. And then you just keep adding more broth as the rice will cook.
Yeah.
So when they say, is this paella, is this risotto, is this whatever, then it's just sisig rice.
So this will take a while to cook. While we wait for that, we can have Anthony prepare the ham. Tell us about this ham. Anthony.
Well, we were contemplating of how to sort of come up with a dish that normally that's being given as a gift. So most of the time, it's a giveaway from office, from work, or some family gives you ham. So if you always eat it the way it is, then there's nothing.
It gets boring.
It gets boring. So we came up with an idea of making a ham burger. So we sort of just, since it's already cooked, you just chop it, and then we made what you call this? Mashed potato. And then just mixing it with the chopped ham.
So you need some kind of shaping
Yeah.
dish. Okay.
You know, I learned this from one of the chefs in Mandarin. He normally gets 2 covers of any bottles, and then put plastic, and then he put the thing inside and
To make a
close it.
patty.
To make a shape of the patty. So.
So it's just, you can have flavored mashed potatoes and all your leftover ham. You can even add your leftover queso de bola. And we're not frying anything too much. It's really, the closest we got to frying is just pan grilling.
Okay, while we continue cooking, this kitchen is smelling really good. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, more great dishes for a green Christmas. This is News Cafe, and we've been cooking up a storm here with Nancy Reyes-Lumen and Anthony Yupanco. Now, no meal is ever complete without dessert and a drink, and that's what we're going to make tonight. Anthony?
And these are celebrations.
Yes, exactly.
Celebration desserts. Go.
Okay, so we did this ahead of time.
Yeah.
This is called what?
We sort of bake the fruit
Apples.
So it's
apples, yeah, green and red.
Nice Christmas colors, yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
So these are the
yeah,
tops.
top ones.
So all you do, you chop off the tops and then bake
Yeah.
the
Well, you
apples.
have to keep the tops in calamansi.
Ah.
So to keep it from
Turning
browning,
brown,
yeah.
yes.
So there, you
Okay.
have to keep it from browning.
Okay.
Oh, nice! I can imagine.
love
it
the
already,
colors.
yeah.
So we're doing the sabayon now. I'm sorry.
So explain sabayon.
What is sabayon?
Sabayon?
I don't know. What I know, it's an Italian translation to sabayone. Yeah. It's
So it's a cream,
It's
really.
like the creme anglais.
Creme anglaise.
So incorporate the egg yolk with the sugar.
What kind of eggs are those?
The regular eggs, but if you want mga organic,
Yeah.
yeah. But I don't know. You're right, no? It could be the feed with egg.
Oo.
So you wait until the egg yolk turns into light color.
Okay.
Yeah, light, yeah. Parang, it's like you're cooking them in the process with the sugar.
Ah.
So
Kasi some people are afraid of raw eggs. Yeah, but
with this process, you're already
Yeah.
cooking it. You're mixing and mixing
with the
it.
heat and the air
Yeah, the
incorporated.
air you're putting in with the sugar.
Traditionally naman, di naman talaga niluluto yung egg yolk eh.
Yeah, but it's but that's not fresh. I mean,
Yeah.
the moment you break it, yeah. So you notice the color
Yeah,
started
it's
to change.
changing color na.
To test, sometimes if you put it up, if you lift it, you'll see, oh, parang it's,
So that's when you know it's ready.
Ribbon.
yan.
So it looks like a pancake batter
Yeah,
almost.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we try to incorporate it. Normally, I normally fold this, but this time, I noticed it's better if you were to incorporate it well. You have to whip the...
Whip
yeah.
it cold, put it cold first, and then whip it, or whip it,
Yeah.
then put it in the cold.
This alone you can try. It's good. So we need the... Yeah. Sarap na.
Nom nom,
You
nom
eat it just like that.
Okay.
Custard.
Yeah, and it's not so sweet.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I
So
like.
if you can pour it, but as much as possible, we...
You put it inside the core of
between
the
lang.
apple.
In
Yeah.
between.
Yeah, lang. Para at least you maintain the...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Si Nancy magaling sa ganyan.
So, yan ang design.
Yeah. So let it cover the whole thing, except lang this part.
Okay.
But if you cover, it's okay. Anyway, you know.
Okay.
Tao
you
lang.
can-
And then how long to bake this?
About
Anthony?
20 minutes at 200 degrees.
So you just want it to get soft,
Yeah.
and this is going
You're
to bake.
sort of cooking it talaga inside
Okay.
somehow. So
Yeah. So you should not cover the apple.
Yeah, as much as possible, just to give the color later. We'll put the apples later, towards the end, pag brown na.
Now it's time to make the Lonely Nights drink, which Nancy coined. Why Lonely Nights?
Well, sometimes during Christmas or holidays, there's a night when you're just tired and you just want to be by yourself, raise your feet and relax.
Yes.
And then you feel sentimental.
Exactly, and why
So
not have a
Lonely
good book and a nice drink in your hand?
Yeah.
So Anthony, what's in this magical drink?
Okay, so we just need milk, 2 ice,
Syrup. And your hot chocolate.
And the hot chocolate.
Yun lang.
Tablea, so that's it. Heat up the
But
hot.
there's magic.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Show us the
two
magic.
of these
Yeah.
or two.
2.
So 2 of this milk or 120 ml. Shoot.
So you need a shaker for this.
Yeah. Yeah. Kailangan nyo ng shaker.
Oo. So
Or
it's like
you
making a
can-
cocktail, a
Oo.
non-alcoholic cocktail.
And then this one.
Yeah.
Your sugar syrup. 1 cup sugar to 1 cup water. Boil until sugar dissolves. 2 tablespoons.
Okay, and then
And then the ice.
2 ice lang. Okay.
Okay.
So now we shake it.
Shake, shake, shake. So, hindi ba pag lonely ka, gusto mo maglaro?
So
Lalo na
sarap
pag-
mag-shake.
Pag midnight snack together with the
And you know when it's done, and if you feel na parang nawala ang liquid, so that you can feel
And
it.
that's how you know when it's really well mixed.
any kind of milk.
Yeah, I think so.
And then you should sing, Jingle Bells, Jingle
Yeah,
Bells,
pag nag-sing.
all the way.
There, so,
pour it
na.
lang.
Okay.
And then I'll pour in a few.
So, you pour the milk. O nga, naging na siya, Thickened.
Yes. Almost like a milkshake.
It's actually a milkshake.
It is, isn't it? So this is actually,
Okay.
this is just one serving we're making.
And then,
And
okay,
open it.
cold milk.
Then we have to, there's mga,
What about cold milk, Nancy? What do we have to do?
Cold milk, there's a play of temperatures.
Okay.
That's why, you
There's
get
the froth. So never leave anything
Okay,
behind.
ito na.
There's the magic. So here, this is tablea chocolate that's been
Yeah,
melted.
hot. So cold versus hot.
Look at that! It's like a brown cloud is
Parang
forming.
nasususpend siya, no?
Yeah.
It gets
There's
suspended.
the
So
magic.
there's
Yeah.
you see, pag lonely ka, panoorin mo yan, di ba? Happy ka na.
Hindi ka na lonely.
Hindi ka na lonely.
That smells really good. That
So
bitter,
imagine
sweet
stripes
chocolate.
is
Then-
right in the middle. Say, how did you do that?
para maging
Ah, then we can add colors. So for that festive look and feel,
Happiness.
see, you can hear the magic. You can hear it. Can you hear that?
Yeah, the carolers
It's
are
coming
there.
Beautiful. Now this is
Ooh, there you go.
Happy New Year.
Yes!
This is a great drink.
Yeah.
So here, Anthony,
Yeah.
you make this with coffee usually,
Yeah,
right?
usually coffee. So,
So,
Beautiful.
when they start to wonder, how did you do that? Secret. Okay, then,
There you
we should
go.
make for each other, right?
Yes, definitely. There we have it, our Lonely Nights drink. Now, as we finish up here in the kitchen, we'll pause for a break. And when we come back, we'll be at the table with our lovely feast. And we'll talk more to Nancy and Anthony.
Cheers!
This is News Cafe, and yes, it's Christmas over here. We have with us tonight Nancy Reyes Lumen.
Pasko! Pasko! Pasko na naman muli, ay araw nating minamamiti.
And Anthony Yupanco, you cook this feast for us tonight.
Yes.
Thank you very much, guys. Now, let's eat. So pour us some of this. It's no longer a lonely night.
The lonely night, yeah.
We should do a toast.
Toast to us, yeah. Here
So,
we go.
to the festivities every day.
Oh, yeah. I'll pour you some.
So,
Ah.
we have to talk. We
and then-
cannot have Christmas without talking about memories. I'd
then
like
you
to
have to
ask
pour
you
your-
both. Nancy, tell me about one of your fondest Christmas memories.
My fondest so far would be when my son was born. So I had a Christmas baby.
Oh,
Yeah, diba? You know, Christmas is really for children and babies. So I said, wow, thank you, Lord, for giving me a son. Yeah.
That's one. Well, cheers to that. That's
Cheers!
A nice
Cheers.
something to love.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. Let's taste it. Mmm.
Sarap.
Yeah.
It's like a
It tastes
chocolate
like
coffee.
Christmas.
Cafe mocha. Yeah. What about you, Anthony? Fondest memories? You're a big family. Come from a big family.
There's so many that I couldn't remember, but
But you-
maybe this year would be something new because you know, I just moved into a new place, so maybe this coming Christmas would be something to look forward.
So you'll invite us.
Sure, of course.
End of a
But
new
alone,
year,
again.
looking, yes.
Alone again. All
Kaya ako
right.
lonely eh.
Kaya mo
Most of
na-invento
the
yung
time,
loneliness,
alone
Jay.
doesn't mean lonely. Actually.
That's true. It's good to have some time alone.
Yeah.
So, Nancy, you did the book, of course, Adobo. And you
Yes.
did a book, Malunggay.
Malunggay book.
And they both won awards.
The International Gourmand
Yes.
Award.
You're doing a part 2. Tell us about what to expect
I'm
in
doing
Adobo
part 2
2.
of the Adobo book.
Yes, so tell us about Adobo part 2.
Adobo part 2, I want to dedicate it to the Filipinos who are abroad because they're the ones who really are now shaping our global cuisine, making Filipino food global, right?
This is what's changing our flavors. They
Changing-
bring home...
It's not really changing flavors, Mitzi, but it's actually globalizing it for
Yeah.
a global appeal. Otherwise, we'll never get there.
Yeah.
We really will not get there if we're too pure or too traditional in presentation. I'm just saying presentation, not taste.
Yes, because look at this. I mean, look at this. These, okay,
Yeah.
these are not typically Pinoy dishes. But, you know, there's always talk about the Philippines not really making it in terms of the culinary world. What will it take to put the Philippines up there? With the,
Color,
this is very, look at all this color.
healthiness, presentation. Same flavor, same ingredients, but better presented. More appetizing. Less oily, right?
Yeah.
You were in Europe, so
What was it like there? Yeah,
No,
Anthony,
but
being in
they're
Europe.
very purist. They wanted to, you know, something traditional, nothing fancy. That's what they want.
And for Filipino food, it's normally fried. It's really
Yeah.
swimming in oil.
swimming in oil. Sana olive oil.
It's not always the healthiest.
No, but Filipino cuisine is now getting there. Getting there.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks to efforts like you. I mean, but that's what you're trying to do. I remember you
Yes,
made
yeah.
with adobo, you've done so much with it.
Yeah.
Haven't
Yeah,
you?
so we want the OFWs to share their adobo recipes, bring them here to me, and we will publish it because you're important in shaping global Filipino cuisine.
So that's what part 2, adobo, the
Yes.
adobo book will
For
have.
example, Mitzi and Anthony, like somebody did salmon adobo. And we don't have salmon, but you know, he was from tanker.
Yeah.
So he said ina-adobo niya yung ulo ng salmon. So I said, come on, bring it in. I'll include that. So can you imagine all the varieties that we're going to have? It's very
That's right.
rich.
Yeah.
Because adobo is a way of cooking, not just a dish.
Yes. Now you, Anthony, you lived in Paris when you were studying.
Yeah.
How would you compare, you know, when you look at the food there, the memories you made up there around food?
Well, I guess they're very traditional. They always want the basic. They don't want to, as much as possible, go into something that won't represent them. So like,
Yeah.
they don't want to exaggerate how things are done.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is basic.
Yeah.
So I guess what we do now is what we learned in school there is applying the technique, the traditional way of doing things.
Classic French.
And then of course, you know, basing everything on what's available.
Yeah.
Before
Yun.
yata,
Yeah.
Working with what's available.
Working
It's
with what's
also-
available and supporting the farmers right now.
Exactly.
Getting the produce and not importing everything.
Yes, because there is a point that what you eat also, we leave an environmental footprint, isn't it? To think about how far your food has come.
Yes.
So when you eat what's local, it's also cheaper, isn't it? It's fresh, it's cheaper. So looking at Christmas, so everybody's looking at what to prepare for Noche Buena. Yeah, let's go to dessert, of course, my favorite part of the meal.
Actually, I think, Mitzi, we're looking at a rosier and a better year to come.
Why is that?
Because there's so many hobby cooks, hobby chefs now who are getting interested, and there's this new breed of chefs who want to do something good for our cuisine in improving. And there have been many movements already, and Filipino teams that join competitions, they make a name, they
Yes.
make a mark. So in that way, we're on our way.
That's right. What do you think about shows like, where you have now these junior chefs? Thank you. Shows that really work on cooking competitions.
I like it and I don't like it. I just don't like showbiz. They have to do more of cooking, real serious cooking, not just, pa-cute. But
Yeah.
there are many young chefs now who are coming out. And it's from here. It's not really from studies, it's from the heart. Diba?
Yes.
That's why the passion is there. I like that. Yeah.
Now, you had a show where you went around the Philippines. You were meeting people who just like to cook.
Yeah, we were connecting foodies, all kinds of cooks, not just chefs, but cooks of different regions. And we learned from them more than they learned from us. Ang gagaling nila.
Like si Manang Aling something dyan sa
Ganyan,
Carinderia.
yeah,
What's
yeah.
maybe one of the really great stories?
And I felt good because I knew I was discovering. Discovery is always a nice asset for a chef when you discover new flavors or new.
Yeah.
And then I realized I didn't know the Philippines that much until I traveled. So everybody really has to travel. Let your taste buds taste the whole Philippines.
That's a nice way of putting it. Yeah, there's a lot we still have to taste. Now, speaking of taste, tell me, what would be your favorite holiday food? Noche Buena, maybe anything for the holiday. When you think of the holidays, you have to eat that. Anthony, something that's always there for the holidays.
That's a very good question. There are times I spend Christmas elsewhere, so I experience different culture. Like in Spain, they have this. It's sort of like a bread that has something inside. So if you get that, there's sort of a good luck. So they sort of like a surprise. So those are the kind of experience I experienced. So
Yeah.
here in Manila, there's so many.
Not necessarily lechon. Usually for Pinoys, pag may fiesta, lechon.
In our family, it's sort of like we avoid lechon because our family, they have this.
For health reasons. Okay.
Lahat naman tayo.
Oo nga.
We're very
Pinoys.
careful with that. So
Yeah.
that's why perhaps that's one reason why we get influenced with the kind of food or dishes we come out with because of the influence of the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You, Nance?
Traditional, we also have roast beef. Sometimes other than lechon and turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but of course, my mom's relleno will always be there.
Is that
Yeah.
what inspired your chicken relleno? You like all kinds of relleno?
But the relleno she does is really the whole chicken. That one was the healthy kind of relleno.
Should be invited. I'll join you guys. Merry Christmas.
This is really good and so simple to make. So thanks for sharing your
Yeah,
recipes
people
with
think
us.
it's hard, no? But
yeah.
it's not.
I mean, as you said, during the holidays, we should take time out to make something special. And it's really been special spending time with you. Now, a lot of the holidays, too, is about coming back, coming home. If there's one thing about this holiday season that's special to you, what would that be? Anything related to being here home in the Philippines, Christmas in the Philippines? Nancy?
We have a different culture here. I mean, people here are family-oriented. I mean, it's unfortunate for me to be single, but then by seeing other families, I mean, they really look forward getting home early to spend time with their family. So I guess...
Yeah, but family now too is extended family. It doesn't just have to be blood
it's no
relation,
longer,
is it? Huh?
I mean,
Right, good one. Nancy?
Well, I want to see how my grandson celebrates Christmas. He's only going to be not 2 years old yet, but I want to see the innocence of Christmas. sometimes we lose it. So when I see him and he's a combination of his being greedy with the toys, at the same time happy, that the joy that you see in children, then I want to see that. I want to relish that moment.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing so
Thank
much
you.
joy and love here on the show.
Thank you. I hope the people will like the recipes that we have. And
Most definitely, definitely. And everybody here at News Cafe is going to love this. I
Yeah.
love it. So thank you very much, Nancy Reyes-Lumen,
Yeah.
Anthony Upanco,
Thank
for
you
spending
very much.
Christmas with us. on
and
News
have a
Cafe.
green Christmas.
We will remember that. Good tips from our guest tonight. Now, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Next week, join us again on Thursday as we have Gantimpala Theater's musical, Sandosenang Sapatos, which is based on the children's book by Dr. Luis Gatmaitan. Thanks for watching. I'm Mitzi Borromeo. Good night. Welcome to News Cafe. I'm Mitzi Borromeo. It's the holiday season and we all know what that means. Endless celebrations, endless eating, endless drinking. Well, tonight we'll show you how you can have a green Christmas with healthier green alternatives. And we have with us chef, home cook, adobo queen,
Hello.
food critic, food writer, woman extraordinaire, Nancy Reyes-Lumen.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And chef and artist Anthony Upanco. Thanks for being on the show, guys.
Yeah. Well, you were saying about green Christmas.
Yes.
What we wanted really to do was to introduce more vegetables into the Christmas dishes because they're mostly meats and processed food.
And this is
you
the time
know.
when we kind of binge, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So, by adding vegetables, you make it green
Yes.
and healthier.
Yes.
So, less guilt.
Exactly.
Yep.
So what are we starting? We're going to have quite a menu today, but we're going to start off with...
We have, well, actually, Mitzi, we're not going to disregard meats altogether. We have to have fun, so we're
Yes.
just going to add more veggies to some dishes that we have. Like instead of making relleno with ground pork, we will add spinach and some other vegetables.
Okay.
And it will still be
aristocrat and all of... Yes, of
Uh-oh.
course, aristocrat. How has food been a big part of your life?
very big. Since I could speak, my first words were probably adobo.
That's why.
No, but actually, yeah, we grew into cooking. It became natural for us. It was nothing studied or anything. I don't know with you, Anthony, how did you get into cooking?
Or become a food. I know you like to eat.
I think because you travel a lot, right?
Well, that's one. But most of all, maybe I had to go sort of compensate my weakness in school
Yeah.
because I'm not as brilliant as my parents or my brothers. So if they're good
So
in the
humble.
so I capitalize more on the skill side.
Yes.
Well, yun ang relleno. Maybe not traditional, but a healthier one.
Yes, because for a Filipino fiesta, you cannot have just all vegetables, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like let's say with chicken breast, what you do is I have a whole chicken breast like this, okay? You tad it.
With exercise na rin for that. We
Yeah,
have
so
Chef
something like
Anthony
using the back of the knife. And it will come out like this.
Okay.
So flatter.
And the point is we need to do this really to inject the flavor.
Yeah, to tenderize it already because a chicken breast is kind of dry.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this recipe, Nancy, we all know you come from the famous Mamacita family. Is this
Aristocrat.
inspired?
Okay.
Now, speaking of food, can we mention what are the ingredients for
Okay,
this dish?
I'm just putting local spinach.
Yeah.
Just to put color.
Okay.
So all you have to do is blanch it and then put it right away back in cold water.
Okay, so mix of greens, spinach and malunggay.
Yeah.
So to make this dish, we need the chicken breast.
Chicken breast. Actually, I'm very
Spinach.
partial to chicken thigh, but it's kind of small. So chicken breast would be good, and some people would say it's healthier. And then just add pimiento, so you have the colors of Christmas.
Beautiful. So this is just chopped up.
Chopped up.
Chopped up
Yeah.
pimiento.
Actually, you can add so many things.